Have you ever wondered why some people grow very tall while others remain much shorter? Why can two people of the same age look completely different in height? The answer isn't just about eating more food or drinking milk. Human height is influenced by a fascinating combination of genetics, hormones, nutrition, sleep, health, and the environment. Let's start with the biggest factor, genetics. Your genes contain biological instructions that influence how your body grows. You inherit genes from your parents, and many different genes can affect height. That's why children often have a height that falls somewhere within the range commonly seen in their family. But genetics doesn't determine everything. Think of your genes as a blueprint. They provide a potential range, but the environment can influence how much of that potential is reached. One important factor is growth hormone. Growth hormone is produced by a small gland in the brain called the pituitary gland. During childhood and adolescence, this hormone helps stimulate growth in bones and other tissues. But here's something fascinating. Bones don't simply become longer from the middle. Inside the long bones are areas called growth plates. These are regions of developing cartilage located near the ends of bones. During childhood, cells in these areas continuously multiply and are replaced by bone tissue, allowing the bones to lengthen. As puberty progresses, hormones eventually cause these growth plates to close. Once the growth plates have fused, the long bones can no longer naturally increase in length. That's why adults generally stop getting taller. Now let's talk about nutrition. Growing bodies need enough energy, protein, vitamins, and minerals to develop normally. Nutrients such as calcium, phosphorus, and vitamin D are important for healthy bones. If a child doesn't receive enough nutrition over a long period, their growth can be affected. But nutrition isn't a magic height booster. Eating more food than your body needs won't automatically make you taller. Good nutrition mainly helps the body reach its healthy growth potential. Another important factor is sleep. During sleep, the body performs many important processes involved in growth and repair. Growth hormone is released in pulses, including during deep sleep. That's one reason getting enough sleep is especially important during childhood and adolescence. Then there's puberty. During puberty, the body experiences major hormonal changes. Many teenagers go through a rapid period of growth called a growth spurt. Some people experience this growth spurt earlier, while others experience it later. This is why two teenagers who are exactly the same age can have very different heights. One may already be near their adult height, while another may still have several years of growth ahead. Health can also influence growth. Certain long-term illnesses or medical conditions can affect normal development. In these situations, growth may be slower or different from what would normally be expected. But here's an important point. Being shorter or taller doesn't automatically mean someone is healthier or less healthy. Human height naturally varies enormously. Now, what about where people live? Environments can influence average height across populations. Factors such as childhood nutrition, healthcare, disease exposure, living conditions, and overall health can affect growth over generations. This is one reason average height has changed in some populations over time as living conditions improved. And there's another fascinating part. Height isn't controlled by one single gene. Scientists have identified many genetic variants associated with height. Each can have a small influence, and together they contribute to the complex differences we see between individuals. That's why even siblings can end up with different heights. So if your parents are tall, does that guarantee you'll be tall? Not necessarily. You may be more likely to be taller than average, but genetics involves many different genes, and environmental factors also matter. And if your parents are shorter, that doesn't mean you cannot be taller than them. Human growth is complicated. Your final height is the result of many factors interacting throughout development. So the next time you see someone who is much taller or shorter than you, remember, their height isn't simply a choice. It's the result of a biological story involving DNA, hormones, bones, nutrition, sleep, health, puberty, and environment. From the moment we're born until our growth plates eventually close, Our bodies follow an incredible biological program. Some people grow tall, some grow shorter, and that natural variation is one of the fascinating things about being human. Different heights, different genetics, different journeys, but we're all part of the same human species.